morning, everybody. My name is Alexander Hunter, and today I will be presenting my persuasion speech. Some of the earliest known firearms can be traced all the way back to the 13th century. And as you can tell, my topic for today will have to relate with firearms, and I'm going to be talking about why I propose that gun laws are indeed helpful. Today I'm going to be talking about California and its gun restrictions, why somebody would need or want a gun, like the reasons why, and why the laws that we have implemented work. I figured this could relate to a lot of people because it is a subject that is brought up constantly in our society with as much controversy as it causes, and it's just a good thing to be somewhat informed about. Now let's get into the details. My first point. Most people will say that California's gun laws are too strict, despite the effectiveness of said laws. An article written by Elizabeth Aguilera titled, "Despite Mass Shootings, California with tougher gun control has lower gun death rate than most states," and that is true. The article says that there are less deaths per capita, less gun-related deaths per capita, with about 8 deaths per 100,000 people, which is a good rate compared to many other states in the country. Secondly, people that typically complain about these laws more times than not either have an amount of guns that are above a necessary amount or do not entirely understand what the regulations will do, not specifically to them, but for like maybe their county or their local area. An article written by Dean Burnett with the title "Gun Demanding: The Psychology of Why People Want Firearms" states 4 of the major reasons that people go out and buy firearms. The most obvious reason being protection, like people feel a sense of like they want to protect their families, their property, or whatever they own. And the following points will be recreational uses. It says that insecurities drive people to go and buy guns, like maybe they feel like they can't protect themselves, so the insecurities and protection might go hand in hand. And social pressuring. Obviously, recreational uses fall under terms of like hunting or people going to shooting ranges. Everything about that's understandable. And for the social pressuring, maybe somebody that you're close to or you know has a gun, or maybe the town you live in, a lot of people in there have guns, and a lot of people you're friends with have them, so you feel like you should go out and buy one. Moving on to my final point. With a state population like ours, considering we have roughly 1/9 of the American population living within the state, we have to ask ourselves if the laws we are implementing really work. Cal Matters article titled "How California Got Tough on Guns" explains some of the reasons why the laws that we're implementing work. One said that a law established in another state, a study was done, showed that if certain people were prevented from acquiring firearms, then the rate in homicidal events with guns between partners dropped from about 9 to 25%, like within that range from its original number. And another one stated that in people who had probably been convicted of misdemeanors with a firearm, they had a 30% less chance of going to jail if their firearms were kept out of their possession, which is a law that California also implements. Now let's wrap this whole thing up. A better understanding of these laws will lead to less tension between groups, because in order to fully understand it, you must witness how it works. And with California, that's exactly how it works. We have about 40 million people here, but we have one of the smallest amounts at least of gun-related deaths and violence. And people shouldn't, and one of my final points is that, with people might freak out about it, but people shouldn't feel like they need a fully automatic rifle to defend their home. There are other guns that work perfectly fine. And a closing fact is that 3 out of every 10 U.S. adults own a firearm.